about a week ago, I was on the internet and I was on Amazon and I was like, let me get something so that I look okay for this show. And I was going through the stuff, and my first idea was to get a short suit, right? But the thing about me is I smoke a lot of weed, and I was very high, and I started to look through, and I was like, no, we got to start thinking about price points. We got to start thinking about all these different, little parts that really don't matter. And what eventually ended up happening was I took a huge dab and I was like, look at that fucking flower suit. Look at that flower suit. We gotta get it. It's inside of like the price area for you. Let's do this. And I got it, and I want you to know that every single fiber of my body regrets that decision right now. I thought that I put it on and I went and I stood outside and I was like, okay, I think I can manage. But I think at the time that I stood outside, it was like 9 p.m. and maybe it was 80 degrees or something. But I want you to know that I'm on the edge of death right now, trying to give y'all what I have, okay? So thank you so much for coming. I love you, y'all, beautiful people. And that was just something, Beagle Bites and hibiscus. Something else I wanted to say about that is these are Beagle Bites and hibiscus, these flowers on my suit. And I wanted them to match with the flowers that I was going to bring for y'all. And I realized that not a single one of these is a rose. So I'd also like to apologize for that. An overall lack of accuracy, you feel me? Smoking weed and going on Amazon can change your motherfucking life. And I don't want you to make the same decisions that I made. Because I don't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I feel good, but do I feel good? You know what I'm saying?
You look good, and that's all that matters.
Thank you. Thank you so much. I really appreciate it. Oh, God. So, that wasn't a part of, my opening monologue. That was just something that I wanted to say to get off my chest in case any of y'all was wondering how I feel. I don't feel good. This was a bad decision. Okay? I'm glad y'all like it, but it came at the cost of my personal health. I would like to start this show by telling you guys about something that happened at the last show. So this is our third show, and I'm slowly learning what it is that I'm doing and how to do that better. So sometimes I'm gonna do some stuff and it's gonna be weird, and that's because I don't know what I'm doing. You feel me? But I'm willing to tell you this, so work with me. Now, last time I really didn't know what I was doing, okay? And I was standing over here. I had taken an edible before I came. This time I didn't take an edible because I have self-control. All right? Now, I stood over here as I'm standing over here. Rebecca's in the back getting the list for the performers and stuff. And a man comes up to me and he's like, John, are you Jonathan? I said, yeah. And he said, oh, well, hi. My name is Mitch, right? And Mitch was this guy who was short, kind of skinny, and he looked at me and he said, I'm gonna be one of your comedians tonight. Now in my mind, I'm like, Fruit Loops are great. Probably you shouldn't put toothpaste in your Oreos. Edible thoughts, So I'm looking at him and I'm like, well, you can go over there and talk to Rebecca. She'll put you on the list. Like, why are you talking to me? He said, no, Jonathan. I came to talk to you because I need to talk to you before I go on tonight. And that's when I knew something might have been going wrong. So I looked at him and I said, why do you want to talk to me? And he said, because Jonathan, I'm an edgy comic. And when he said that, the moment he said I'm an edgy comic, I knew that the man that I was talking to was probably a racist. show you my joke. And I said, shit, okay. And then he reached up in his hat and he pulled out a piece of paper. Anyone that keeps a piece of paper in their hand, I know that's probably a racist. I've never seen anybody get a piece of paper in their hand in their life. I've never seen it. I only saw it in movies, but he did it right in front of me. And the animals was fucking me up. Yeah, they was tearing me up. Cause now I have to think about the fact that you pulled out a piece of paper out of your head. You pulled a piece of paper out of your head. And I gotta act like what you did was normal. And I took the piece of paper and I opened it up. And I'm not gonna go into full details of what he had written on the piece of paper, but I'll tell you what the first line said. It said, there are not a lot of chocolatiers where I'm from. How can you be so racist? You come up with words that I've never heard before in my life. Don't tell me you're not about to call someone a chocolatier. When you walk out of here, it's kind of fun. I've said chocolatier at least 14 times since I met Mitch. It was crazy because he was ignorant, but he blessed me with a new word, a new level of racism, if you will. So shout out to Mitch. I looked at him and I said, you know, we're a diverse crowd. So if you want, give it a shot. I'm not gonna stop you. And he gave me a hug. And I hugged him back. And I was so grateful that it was over. Cause I was thinking about Scooby-Doo and stuff that I was gonna do after this. It was really hard to focus with the animal in my system. It was hard to focus, but I just told him it was okay. And later on, it turned out he had a knife on him. So he got kicked out. Sometimes things take care of themselves. Sometimes things. Things take care of themselves. But I said that to say one thing. Please don't be a racist with a knife. This is not the place to be a racist with a knife. Please don't be a racist with a knife in here. Please don't be a racist with a knife. Cause I don't know what hurts me worse, the knife or the racism. Oh, I guess the knife hurts way worse. So thank you guys so much for coming. Thank you. Because I was going to keep trying to do that with one hand and that was never going to work. But when you believe in yourself the way that I do, you got to keep on trying. Don't you ever give up. Stand up here in 103-degree weather in a polyester suit and show me the man.
Another one.
All right, so we're gonna move on with our stand-up section. Everybody give a big round of applause to my little sister, a person I love, my whole heart, Maddie.
How's everybody doing? Sweet Johnny, Summer of Love. I'm gonna pull up my notes. All right, this is Sweet Johnny's Summer of Love, and we're having a great time. I'm feeling very loved tonight. I've never done stand-up before, so but I'm a really big stand-up enjoyer, stand-up connoisseur. So to prepare for this, I've been watching a lot of the real surrealists and the absurdists, like George Carlin. I've been watching some Andy Kaufman, Joe Biden. Watching his. Do you guys want to hear my Joe Biden impersonation?
Yeah!
Crap. abs, give me the formula. That's Foghorn Leghorn. Get my wires crossed. I'm drinking too much of that Maynard juice. I always think that I have more time when I stop at a four-way intersection. And I'm at ADHD brain. I go start doing other shit. And next thing I know, there's 4 cars behind me and they're honking and I'm preoccupied. And it's always my turn to go, right as I'm about to come. And I can't just keep driving with one hand, because the other hand's in my ass. There's too many four-ways in Cottonwood. Cottonwood's changing, like Brooklyn. Cottonwood's getting gentrified. You know, when I was growing up, we didn't have four-ways. We had regular old missionary sex with no eye contact. When I was growing up, we didn't have wine in Cottonwood. It's all wine boom, that's a new thing. Wine was just something you did when the clicker on the TV wouldn't work. You guys watch The Boys? Everyone's talking about The Boys. This new season of The Boys came out. When I was growing up, we had men. So, I'm not circumcised, right? And my father was circumcised. There's a point to this. And I say was, because he has since passed on to that next place to rejoin with his foreskin. And it got me thinking. Do you think religion circumcised men to incentivize them to get to heaven, to get their foreskin back? That's not why I brought this up. Anyway, so I'm not circumcised, right? And my dad was. And did you shower with your parents when you were a little kid? Like, not in a weird way? Like a little kid, not like 13. Like, one of my first conscious thoughts that I remember was showering with my dad, my late father. God rest his soul. And, you know, a little 4-year-old man, he was like, it's like eye height. And I just remember like looking at him, forgive me for my crude language, but looking at my late father's penis, and then back at mine, and I've never seen a reference dick. You know, I have no idea. I don't know, I've never seen like a factory dick. So this is the only reference I have, and I just remember thinking like, which one of us is fucked up? Who's the original model? And that was one of my first ever like budding awareness thoughts as a little kid, and it's been all downhill since then. That's all I have. Thanks. All right, next we got our very own Sean Morris, our fearless leader and manager of the Copper Jackalope.
Here we go, Copper Jackalope! Make sure you got a drink. Make sure you got a drink. You're gonna need one. All right. Cottonwood. Can you hear me in the back? Yes. All right. Now, before I get started, I want to let you know I'm not a professional comedian. This is the first time I've ever done this. And I wrote all of this last night off the top of my head.
You're killing it!
There is no plagiarism at all in my set, okay? Don't judge me for using notes. Don't talk about me. 407 years ago, our fathers brought forth upon this continent a new nation, conceived in liberty, and dedicated to the proposition that all men are created equal. Cottonwood! When I say I love cotton, you say wood, all right? I love cotton! I love cotton! I love cotton! Thank you so much for that. I have lived here for 4 decades and never done that in my life. I really do love it here though, and I'm gonna tell you why. I got a lot of bad bitches in my circle. They're protectors. And sometimes, there are good men here too, don't get me wrong. There are good men here too, but I'm gonna talk about the women for a second, all right? A situation happened about a month back where somebody said some shit that wasn't true about my family. And my girlfriends were on them like a pack of hyenas. You think I said that because they yap? That's not why. It's because they're a matriarchal society. It feels good to have people in your corner that will stand up for you in rooms that you're not in. Cheers to that. You know what else we have in this community? Forgiveness. You have to in a small town. It's the only way to do it. There's no way to be anonymous in a small town. You have to forgive, and you have to accept the way things are. But why am I saying all this? It's because I just went to a place where I could be anonymous. New York City. I had so much fun. First of all the advice I got about New York City was mostly wrong. They said, don't talk to people on the street. They're all rude. That's bullshit, all right? The advice should be, don't feel obligated to talk to everybody that speaks to you. For instance, a black man on the street yelled at me, "You look like a cool white dude. I need some cool white friends. Come over here, cool white dude. Come on. I need a cool white friend." I just kept walking because I already have black friend. Another person looked me up and down on the street and said to his friend, "I don't know if that man is gay, straight, or bisexual." Now, some people might think that's rude. I think it's pretty honest. In fact, a lot of other people have problem knowing this about me too. So I'm gonna help everybody out here. If you've ever thought this about me, I identify as daddy. And I mean that because I'm not trying to fuck you. Another thing I was told about New York City was, don't ride the subway. Don't ride the subway at night. That is complete bullshit. It's the only way to get around in New York City. If you don't use the subway, you're not getting to where you need to go in a timely fashion. You gotta be aware of your surroundings just like anywhere else. But there was one time on the subway where a man was laying on his back, just spanning the width of the subway. So, in getting to my seat, I clipped him a little bit. He got angry. And I said, "You're casting a very wide net. You can't be upset if you catch a snag." And the amazement on his face indicated that he was on drugs. And I realized, I got this guy in the palm of my hand. I can say anything to him as long as it's done in this voice. It felt like I was controlling the synapses in his brain. I had him under hypnosis, right? I told him, "Did you know that hyenas are a matriarchal society?" He was captivated by it all. So much so that he told me I felt like the universe sent you here to give me a message. And at that point, the train was stopping. It was my stop. I knew that this was the last thing I would ever say to this person. So I said, stand the fuck up! Doors close, I hop off the train moves on, never gonna see that guy again. Anonymous. It was beautiful. People also told me, don't go to Central Park, especially at night. Or don't go to Central Park at night. I did that. I did go to Central Park at night. And while I was in New York City, watching the news on the hotel TV screen, they said, a woman was sexually assaulted while sunbathing in Central Park. So day or night has nothing to do with it. Enough about New York City, I want to talk about other stuff. I wanted to get up here and do the stand-up portion because there were some other shows where comedians left a little meat on the bone. Literally, we had leftover chicken, all right? That's what's motivating me to get up here. I think I can do this because I'm good enough, I'm smart enough, and doggone it, people like me. Shout out Stuart Smalley. A person very close to the character of Stuart Smalley lives inside of me. And it forms the basis of my personality. I don't say the affirmations out loud. I don't even think about them. They're just embedded into my psyche. I don't know if this is gonna work. But I'm gonna try and hypnotize you all to feel the same things, okay? So repeat after me. I am a worthy human being.
I am a worthy human being.
I deserve good things.
I deserve good things.
I am entitled to my share of happiness.
I am entitled to my share of happiness.
I refuse to beat myself up.
I refuse to beat myself up.
I am an attractive person.
I am an attractive person.
I am fun to be with.
I am fun to be with.
I am gonna buy another beer. Cheers to us. Cheers to us. When you do a cheers, you have to drink. Otherwise, it's bad luck. I don't make the rules. Anytime on the mic, I'm gonna have people do a bunch of cheers. Cheers, you guys. Cheers. You know why? Because it's good for business.
Let me get another round of applause for Sean. Man, was that not amazing? Was that not amazing? Are you not amazed that people would come up here and try things? That people would try things and you could look at them and judge them with your eyes and think about them in the car driving home later. Just being alive, isn't it amazing? So, the next person coming up is somebody very near and dear to my heart. Somebody I love. Somebody that has shared many a beautiful moment with me. I would like to invite up Maddie's mother, Bugs. Come on, girl. Y'all show her some love. Some real love. Show her some love like you know her. Stop playing with her. All right now.
And this close to back out. Jonny! Maddie came over before us. Mama, you gonna do it? You gonna do it? I'm like, I don't know if I should. I would get nervous. Just remember, everybody, just picture everybody in their underwear. I'm like, I do that all the time. I do it everywhere I go. But yeah, here we are. here we are, me engaging in some risky behavior. I tell you, John, the fit. You made up for me, because like I don't even give a shit right now. Like honestly, like do I look like you know, you get laughs, you get laughs. Other than that, you know what? That's fine. I didn't exactly dressed too much in press, but talking to John and all his preparedness, I'll tell you, preparing these shows aren't too easy. Especially the guy with the knife. The guy's like on death row now, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm trying to stick with some people that are a little bit safer. Oh God. John's like, what do you got? What do you got? You grab the mic, girl. What you got? I'm like, I got trauma. That's what I got. That should make it fucking hilarious if you do the right thing with it. I got becoming a widow at 52 and then trying to date at 55. That's some humor right there, man. This shit's bad. Oh my God. In Cottonwood, middle-aged. It's not pretty. It's not pretty at all. And all these friends, oh, you met anybody? You met anybody? And I'm like, yeah, I've met several people, but they're not here. I mean, there's nobody working around. There's fucking nobody. Like, did you try the dating apps? I was like, yeah, of course. You know, remember the little old man? He was back with the bow tie. He set up the whole, you know, I matched you on 16 personality points and character traits, and you're bound to find the love of your life. And I'm like, I don't know if I have the love of my life. Maddie says, what do you want out of this shit, Mom? Like, what are you looking for? I'm like, I don't even know. Because I'm not about to give up any fucking closet space. I just got the house exactly the way I wanted it. I got shoes in every fucking room of the house. I love it. You know, 3 bedrooms, all mine, you know? And I said, you know, I just want to kind of like grow old with somebody who just wants to hang out once in a while. That's really it. You know, just don't ask me what's for dinner. You know, I don't do that. So anyway, jackass that I am, I try eHarmony. Last July, it was just eHarmony. Some fucking whack job in Flagstaff wanted to literally meet me on the side of the 17 in a van. I'm like, that's not happening. Like, what the hell? Oh my God. All right, the trafficking highway of, you know, the whole state. And I'm like, okay, yeah, we're not doing that. So I take all the pictures down. I'm like, fuck this is ridiculous. Months later, I'm like, shit, you know, I think they got my credit card. They better not fucking renew that thing, because I don't want that shit. I don't want that, you know. So I look, and I'm like, okay, good. It's not set to renew. I'm like, let me take a look again. So I'm looking, and I see a face. I'm like, Now, he didn't necessarily meet the height requirement, you know, but I sent a smiley face. That was it. Because unfortunately, what I have found is that I have a type. Now, I grew up in Long Island. We had millions of Italians all over the place. And as a young girl, if it had a vowel at the end of the name, I either had a crush on it or fell in love with it. My husband, Antonino Amato, came from Sicily. Love of my life, okay? And unfortunately, he passed away. So anyway, move across the country, life happens, and then I realize I kind of have a thing for the Mexicans. Porque me gusta chorizo. But, you know, now I don't know this shit. I you know, and I'm like, all right, you know. So anyway, I send this guy a smiley face, and lo and behold. Anyway, he's being arraigned on Tuesday at the courthouse. I'm not fucking joking. I got the letter sitting on my dining room table. So if anybody wants to do breakfast and head over to the courthouse on the 16th with me, you know, we can have some fun. I swear to God, that little piece of shit, he's laughing because he knows the story. Got him on, what were the charges again? Unlawful imprisonment and misconduct as per domestic violence, right? The fucker tried to corner me. I swear to God, I should have shoved that little piece of shit right back up into the pinata he fell out of. Because you know what? I mean, it was just like, he ruined every holiday from Halloween, but Valentine's Day, I got him a beautiful set of silver bracelets. I could have went to Jared, but nah. I was just like, why is he so new? I'm like, you can take it. You can take it. Yeah, he pussed out. He had to spend 3 days in the infirmary. He's gonna kill himself. Like suicidal people just do it. They don't talk about it. Just get over it. Anyway, They do. They just do. But then I learned, so I'm like, okay, the dating thing, the online thing is just, this is not gonna fly for me. I'm like, let's just do things the way you do in the 80s and 90s. You go to bars and you just meet people, right? Mexican story number 2. I'm literally hanging out here with some buddies. We walked down to Cactus Cates, joking around. I had such a buzz going. I don't even remember the conversation, but apparently he thought it was hilarious. He was the one that even said to me, "Do you do stand-up? You're so fucking funny." So I'm like, no. Takes the number, texting back and forth, blah, 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 blah. 2 months down the road, we finally meet up. La, 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 la. He meets my kids. Accidentally. It wasn't like there was this big master plan. And then one Friday night, I get this phone call about how, he's in the line of work, he's in aviation, he's a pilot, he's da-da-da, but all his work is very secretive. You can't have me looking him up on the internet. Looking him up on the internet? Anytime he's busy, he's worked so much, and blah, blah. I'm like, dude, I looked you up on Facebook to make sure you just weren't married. Like, I can't go on the dark web and search anything out about you. I can't even break into my own fucking computer at work half the time. I gotta go get one of the tech guys to create a new password for me, and this guy's all worried about that kind of stuff. I was like, yeah, no, that's not gonna work. So needless to say, I shared my feelings on his little dilemma, and made sure I hadn't heard from him since, if that's all fun. And then which one? There's one I'm missing. Isn't there one more?
Johnny!
There was the one that I went out with a few times. And he's talking to me and he's like, yeah, well, they call me Miguel at work. And I'm like, why? What is that, like your middle name? Or no, that's just the name on the Social Security card that I bought. Next, I'm like, you can't make this shit up. You really just absolutely cannot make this shit up. So anyway, yeah, the dating site is no good. And I tell you something, I don't even like myself on these things. I am a total bitch. To meet me, I'm very friendly, I'm very outgoing. I'm really not like super particular. I know I'm not all that. I know this is not going to wind up on like the cover of Sports Illustrated, unless they have like a summer cellulite special edition. I'm not getting, but I don't know, the whole swipe, it's so bad. But anyway, so thanks for laughing about my life with me.
Show some love for Bugs. Show some love for her. Make some noise and tell her she did a good job. It's not easy coming up here in front of y'all. Y'all got all kind of thoughts and stuff. Living your big fancy lives. Non-polyester covered lives. You don't know what this is like. It's hot. I'll tell you that. Now, I know many of you are wondering, John, why'd you put your shades down? We wanted to see your beautiful eyes. Well, the thing about that is, I need to get a little sensual with you guys. And I didn't know how to do that while making eye contact. I'm so glad I have a guy for that. Cause I ought to just put it on whatever key I wanted. You don't want to hear that. Somebody take his phone. Whose phone is that? Oh, no. Your phone's almost gone. I'm gonna get over here for you. I'm gonna get sexy for you. When I sit down, it's sexy. Ooh, when I stand up, it's okay. But when I sit down, oh, it's sexy. Last night I saw you standing, and I started pretending I knew you, and you knew me too. And just like a warning, you were too shy, but you weren't the only, 'cause so was I. And I built up my confidence, 'cause I thought of you ever since. God, next time you come my way, I know just what to say. Can we talk for a minute? Girl, I want to know your name. Can we talk for a minute? Girl, I want to know your name. Can we talk about House of Dragon? I feel like a lot of y'all have problems that are going unaddressed. That's the word for it? Unaddressed? Sorry, the heat. I think that a lot of y'all are watching a lot of inappropriate material in an effort to see dragons. And I think a lot of y'all should be ashamed of yourselves, man. Like, it's not okay. You're only seeing about maybe 5 minutes of dragon. In between that, it's a whole bunch of nasty shit. A lot of nasty stuff. It's not just the sex. I saw a man stab a man in the head and rip the top of his head off. I was taken down, so I was disgusted. I said, I ought to throw up my weed. And you know what? One thing that the reason that I turned it off, because I watched about 2 episodes, because Rebecca wanted me to, so that we could watch the second season together. And I was like, okay, I'll try. And what happened was there was this scene where there was this old man who was the king, right? And he was walking and he was talking to like this 12-year-old girl, right? And she was like, oh, I can be the queen, just don't have sex with me till I'm 14. And I turned that shit off. I almost threw my PlayStation controller, but I cannot afford another PlayStation controller. It made me think about something I didn't want to think about. And that thing, it made me think about R. Kelly, okay? Because there's this scene where the king is talking to the parents of this girl, and the parents are like, oh yeah, this is why you should be with the girl. This is why you should take her. And that made me think about all them people in Chicago who was trying to get their daughters to come up there and sing for R. Kelly. Now R. Kelly's in jail. What happened with the parents though? When they were standing over there talking about, oh, my baby's a good singer. Let's go on weekend trips. It's fun. Can we talk about House of Dragon? Some of y'all are okay with rape. Can we talk about House of Dragon? I don't think this shit's okay. Next up, we have the beautiful, wonderful love of my life. The love of my life. Make some noise for Rebecca Hines.
everybody. My name is Becca, and my biological dad was a fat meth head. I don't know if you guys have ever encountered a fat meth head before. They like to use their microwaves, they don't like to take them apart, you know. My dad was a used car salesman, so just imagine Danny DeVito's character from Matilda, but like super into crank, you know what I'm saying? He was gambling, he was super into stealing people's palm trees out of their yards and reselling them to Home Depot. But I didn't know my dad was on meth. I just thought he was like super crafty and like smelled really weird, like chemicals all the time. Found out when I was an adult that was not fishing bait in the car. That was crank. It was meth. Yeah, I just thought my dad was just like this really weird fat guy. And we just had 4th of July. Did everyone have a good 4th of July? I am super scared of fireworks. Little fact about me, I don't like it. Because when I was about 5, 6 years old, we went on a family vacation to my dad's hometown of Grove, Oklahoma, where him and all of his cousins and uncles just lit off like homemade bombs in the backyard. And like as a kid, I had great intuition. I was like, I'm gonna stay in the house. Like I just met my Uncle Steve for the first time. He doesn't have all of his fingers, and I found out that that was from a previous 4th of July. I'm out, dude, I'm out. I'm sitting inside. They're lighting these things off. We're in Oklahoma. You can buy like powerful fireworks in Oklahoma, and it's like Disneyland outside. I'm scared, I'm inside. Years later, I found out why I was really scared. My dad admitted to me that on that family vacation, he emptied a tube of toothpaste and filled it with meth and took it on an airplane with his family on vacation because he thought it would be fun to do meth with his cousins and light off some M80s in the backyard. So I'm just grateful to God that I have really good intuition. I can also tell when people are just on drugs. Yeah, so my dad, one time, the last movie my parents and I saw together before the divorce was Anchorman, and my dad must have gotten like really lit, you know, and we all went to go see Anchorman, and then all I remember is they fought all summer at that beach house that we were staying at, and that was the end of that. That was how that ended. Moving on, my fiance, Jonathan, used to be an asshole. Fun fact. He used to be a real top dog jerk. So naturally, our sex life is amazing, okay? Like Jonathan fucks me so good, I think he's gonna leave right away. He fucks me so good, I think he's gonna ask me to cash app him $40 so he can get home safely. Every time we go out to dinner, I'm worried that he's like looking at me like we're gonna split this, right? Shout out to my fiance. We're getting married next month. Talking about dating apps, Barbara. You know, I had a friend who's like going through it on the dating apps and stuff, and I was telling her, I'm like, you're taking a real old school approach to this, you know, you're kind of treating it like American Idol, and that's out, you know, like she would go out with a guy, first night she'd Randy Jackson them, she'd be like, I'm feeling you, dog, I'm feeling this, you know? Second time they go out, she Paula Abdul's the whole thing, gets blackout drunk, she can't remember, so she has to do a third one. And then by then it's like, off you go, love. Simon Cowell's the whole thing. I'm trying to like, you know, if you're dating, if you're taking the new approach, like just do it like The Voice. And like go into it blind. Because you're not looking for lifelong commitment, you're looking for a fun 15 minutes with a few commercials, you know what I'm saying? I feel bad for everyone who has to date. I got really lucky running into Jonathan the way we did. The English language is weird. You know, like we have mouse to mice, but it's not moose to meese. Like what's up with that? It's goose and geese, but it's not moose and meese. Also, if I invest in a lot of houses, I want to sound like a cool Miami Vice drug dealer. Like, hey, you want to come flip some heist with me down in South Florida? That'd be really fun. I went to the doctor last week, and I was like, do I have ulcerative colitis? My doctor was like, what? And I'm like, my YouTube keeps advertising this ulcerative colitis. My phone knows shit that I don't know. You know what I'm saying? My YouTube ads are never like, was your dad a meth head in the early 2000s? Yeah, and that's pretty much it. And also, I have something to present to you all tonight. Now, Yep. Okay, so Jonathan had a song about House of the Dragon, and I'd like to present to you tonight my presentation, House of the Dragon, not a bunch of rape, okay? First of all, House of the Dragon has a really fun acronym, okay? We can call it HOT D. Have you seen that HOT D this week? Yes, all up in my face every Sunday night, that HOT D. Okay, I'll bring up the argument. They be weirdos. Here's a picture of the incestuous family, okay? Now, there is incest and rape in the show, but I just binged the whole first season and up into the newest episode last week. The amount of rape that happens in House of the Dragon, you just hear about it. You don't have to see it. It's just talked about. You see the consequences of it, but you don't actually see the rape happening, okay? They be weirdos, but my counter argument is keep Hot D weird with dragons, okay? Just like Portland, we're gonna keep it weird. The villain of the show actively gets mad when the incest is not committed to. Going back to the incestuous family, the queen has had bastard sons. The other queen is super upset by this. She's like, why didn't you just do the incest thing like I'm doing? Okay, so the villain is actually for the incest, all right? Now, here's I conducted some data. This is from a subreddit group, okay? I'm about to show you a pie chart, visual representation of how much rape and how much incest you have to watch versus how much cool shit happens. The black sliver is the amount of rape and incest that you have to watch, and the red pie is all of the cool shit that gets to go down, okay? This show is amazing. Now, I know you're wondering, how does this compare to Game of Thrones? The red sliver is the amount of good shit in Game of Thrones, and the black pie is the amount of rape and incest you have to watch in the original Game of Thrones. By comparison, the data is showing no lie here, okay? Now moving on. It's like Succession with dragons if the siblings slept with each other. Eventually, the queen who has bastard sons, she does do the incest thing, okay? She does do it. She fulfills her incest duties. It's fine. They're great. But in conclusion, this is the coolest show of all time, all right, guys? I'll put up the last 15 minutes of last week's episode. Way better than Game of Thrones, okay? Game of Thrones, it took us 3 seasons to see a dragon. House of Dragon, it took us 3 minutes to see a kid die, okay? Thank you, I'm Becca. Not that much rape.
That concludes the House of Dragon. That was brought to you by Max, the Max Corporation. They had us go ahead and make sure that you guys were still, stealing passwords. So, last but not least, a dear associate of mine. Because you know you have friends, you have associates, but there's people who when you see them, that association is warm, you know what I'm saying? Like you might go for a hug instead of a dap up, you feel me? This is a definitely like a hug with a couple pats on the back level guy. Everybody, make some noise for Alex Thompson! Show him some love. Show him some love. Pump him up. Pump him up. Yeah. Yeah.
Thank you. So, one thing I didn't realize when I signed up to come up here, I think I peed more in this day than I have this entire week. So, you don't realize just how much the adrenaline flows, but. So, there have been a lot of great people, so it'll be tough to follow these acts, but I just want to start by saying I've been keeping up with some recent events, and did you hear about the kid who was born without eyelids? It's kind of a weird story, but the doctors and the surgeons actually had to use his foreskin to create new eyelids. Modern medicine is really impressive, though, that they were able to do this. Completely successful, it came out perfectly fine. He did turn out a little cockeyed, though. But one thing I have noticed is people these days, their attention spans are gone. I blame phones. We're all kind of addicted to them, and I've seen people pull out their phones at the most inappropriate times. Hold on, I think I got a text. Sorry, what was I saying? No, but anyway, yeah, I forgot that, but at work recently, I had a customer talking to me. She said, "I'm terrified of lizards." To me, I was like, why? They're perfectly harmless. Might be a little biased. I had a pet snake growing up. And it was a corn snake. I named them Viper, but if you know about corn snakes, they're perfectly harmless. They're safe. I only got bit twice. And speaking of growing up, I had ADHD when I was a kid. Oh, I guess I still do, but not something that ever leaves you. But I think about it. Can you imagine the decision my parents made? An 8-year-old boy with ADHD, they decided to give him a snake as his first pet. Just think about that. I imagine it went like this. I imagine my dad said to my mom, "I bet you $1 the spaz gets bit." But I digress. We didn't have a lot of money. That's why I think it was $1. We did just buy a snake after all. But, so what you're all wondering, first time I got bit. It was a scene out of a horror movie. As I'm sure all of you know, as an 8-year-old boy with ADHD who's had a snake as a first pet, you treat it like a puppy. But the events that follow, I'd only recommend if you're a trained professional. Which I obviously was. I proceeded to hold the snake in front of my face, and I looked at it. I was like, who's a good snake? Who's a good snake? And the fucker bit me, right in the lower lip. And like I said, worst puppy ever. But I remind you, I was a professional. I stood up, snake in hand, calm as could be. walked into the kitchen where my mom was. And I was trying to play it cool. I walked in, said to her, "I think the snake bit me." This was followed by a "Ah!" the most blood-curdling scream I've ever heard. Because in her eyes, an emotionless 8-year-old holding a snake in one hand with a fuck ton of blood dripping down their face just walked into the kitchen. But to my surprise, this is the proudest I'd ever seen my dad. The look on his face, I just knew. I was like, the way I handled this situation, how calm I was, how I handled it, he was proud of me. He smiled bigger than I'd ever seen. It brought joy to my heart. As he looked to my mom, he just said, "You owe me $1." But thank you.
I knew them two paths was going somewhere, god damn it! Woo! I said, let me hug him again, then let me hug him again, then let me hug him again, and now look at him, you know what I'm saying? Giggling it up, you feel me? Getting the laughs, and slam dunking the way you always thought he would when he was standing by the rim, you feel me? Like the beginning of the original Space Jam, when the dad said, "Michael, bring your ass in the house, you know your mama mad that I can't get it up no more." And he said, "Let me try to slam dunk one more time." And then he jumps up there, and by the end of it, it's like, "Everybody get up, they gonna slam on, they gonna..." That's what was going on in my mind while he was up there. Like, he was telling jokes, and I was like, "Everybody get up, they gonna slam on, they gonna slam." You know what I'm talking about. The Quad City DJs, that song? Never mind, man. I'm gonna move on. We're gonna turn to a different part of the show. A part that I would like to call Songs in a Hat. Before I started talking to you guys, I was supposed to talk to you guys about the Summer of Love. But I fell for the summer part, and I didn't make it to the love part, you feel me? And I think that, like, I let the heat get to me. And when the heat gets to you, you start talking about how hot you are. You forget why you came and what you was gonna say to the people. Because I was supposed to say, "This is Sweet Johnny Summer of Love," and this is probably like maybe the first or second time that I've even mentioned that. Because sometimes, guys, the heat can destroy your intentions, okay? The heat can destroy your intentions. And what I mean by that is sometimes you'll be talking to a person and they'll be very attractive and you'll forget, you know, that you just wanted to be their friend. You know what I'm saying? It turns into other things. The heat will destroy your intentions. That's just something I want to get off my chest. I would like to start by telling a story. I used to do this thing when I lived in Los Angeles. It was a thing I did often. I would ride the bus to different places. And when you're an adult man, riding the bus is different because you gotta sit wherever you're gonna fit in, and everybody stinks, and nobody cares that they stink. It's like you chose to downgrade your life. You know, you went into a place where the air conditioner was just a trash can, you know, with a fan over top of it. You feel me? And one night I was riding the bus home, and I was sitting in a chair, and as the lights, there was a light over me, and something started to happen. The light started to flicker, and then all of a sudden, bus juice just started flying out the side of the bus, and it was getting on my coat, the coat that I wore when I DJ'd at the strip club, because I was coming home from the strip club, and I had like $40. I had a hot night, 40 hots from just DJing at the strip club, you know? But then I got bus juice on me, right? And the bus driver said, "Oh no, this shit's spraying out. I got gotta pull over. I gotta stop the bus. And then we get off the bus. Now I'm sitting there, I'm looking at him. He's looking at me because there really wasn't nobody else on the bus. It was like the last bus going home. And he's looking at me and he's saying, hey man, why don't you get a job down at the bus service? You know, you can get a nice car, you can get a nice house from the bank if you work down at the bus service. And I'm looking at him and I'm slowly getting more and more upset, but I'm trying to be like, you know, polite because I can't fight or nothing like that. So, but I looked at him and I was like, hold on, how you gonna look at me and tell me you doing good? We both are, we're both about to ride the bus together. Now we gonna ride the bus together. You drive the bus to keep from riding the bus. I ride the bus because I don't have a car, but now here we are. We're both riding the bus together. Don't talk to me about career ideas if you're sitting next to me on the bus. To me on the bus. I got bus juice all over my coat. There was bus juice all over them holes, and now you're sitting next to me on the bus. To me on the bus. That story doesn't really relate to the summer of love, but I had to get that off of my chest because I have been thinking about it a lot. You feel me? And so the moral of that story is don't take advice from people who are not qualified to give you advice. And I said that to say some of the stuff I'm about to say isn't advice. You know what I'm saying? I'm just saying it because that's what I want to say to you. And I love and respect you, but if you take some of this stuff as advice, then maybe you just not as smart as I thought you was. And I gotta go back from a hug to a dap up. You feel me? Welcome to the summer of love. The summer of love. I've got some lines in a hat, and I'm gonna sing some songs based on the words in the hat, and I'ma try to give you a show. The next song I would like to perform is a song called Momentary Afterthought. You know, I went around and I took the songs down on a list, and then I ripped up the paper and I put them in the hat and I didn't look. So that way it's still fair. You see what I'm saying? Because I don't want people to feel like, oh, maybe I was looking at this while people was up. I wasn't, okay? This is just a stream of consciousness. Oh, I feel it now. Oh, I feel it now. I feel it. I'm gonna start levitating. If I start levitating, come pull me down. 'Cause I don't know how to not hit the ceiling. You ready? I'ma do this one raw style. That's when you change microphones to the regular one. You do it raw style. But I like when my lips touch the mic. Yo, forget your job and who you came with. And if you get down, everybody wants to blame shit. But if you keep focusing on yourself, yourself. You'll find no room for no one else. So I promise if the spaceship was only a spaceship and you had to make statements and all of those were basic, I promise they'd be paying attention to someone else. That you do not have room for yourself. You're a momentary afterthought. After all, just a momentary afterthought. Afterthought, yeah. Don't tell me about your problems, 'cause I'm not really listening. I'm not really listening. Don't tell me about your job or about your favorite politician, 'cause I'm not really listening. You're just giving birth to a momentary afterthought. I guess it means nothing after all. Just an afterthought. Just an afterthought. Just a momentary afterthought. Momentary afterthought. It didn't matter after all. It didn't matter after all. Just a momentary afterthought. That's what I thought. Yeah, that's what I thought. If you're wondering if they care at all, yeah, that's what I thought. Hey, that's what I thought. A momentary afterthought. That was Momentary Afterthought. It was on my 5th album. I hope you all enjoy it. You're listening to ZWBWG. That's what they sound like on the radio. You turn the radio, they do jazz and stuff. You're listening to ZWBWG. I wonder who decided that that's the sound that people should make when they get on the radio, because everybody sounds like that. It's like, oh, you're cruising down the road on ZWBWG. All right. So this next song is called Musty Marsha's Last Chance. Musty Marsha's Last Chance. And I feel like the person that wrote that thought something evil of some lady named Marsha. But I love Marsha, so I'm gonna try to give her a chance. Put on your lipstick, your nice red shirt. You got things to do, you got a bunch to move. Put on your nice dress, all your fancy clothes. You got places to be, and you know where you wanna go. 'Cause this is Musty Marsha's last chance for her last dance. So she gotta do it all the time. Oh, this is Musty Marsha's last dance for the last chance. I guess she gonna screw it. She screws it up all the time. Yeah, yeah. Take it away. For the song when you see her running around and trying to get her life together, you know? Musty Marsha's last chance for her last dance. She's gotta do it the way she does it all the time. And that's all I got for that right there. That was Musty Marsha's last chance. That was a song on WZWB XWG. As you're cruising down the radio, I hope that you're having a fantastic day. Oh, looking out the window, we've got clouds of precipitation. ZWGWB radio. All right, so next up I have another song here. Do-Rag Monster. do-rag monster? Who would write such a thing? Who? Oh my God!
Child, is this real?
Oh shit! A straight up maniac, a do-rag monster. I rode the short bus when I was little. Arms made of titanium, heart made of vibranium. Get down in the chair and they really ain't no restraining them. Promise everybody wanna see the kind of stadium, but a stadium is AC. It's hot as some amazing shit. Promise that the major is nothing but the matriarch. I promise I'm the mama, papa, daughter, and the favorite part of the family. Come around, now can it be? Everybody gives the gifts to me underneath the Christmas tree, cause I'm a do-rag monster, a do-rag monster, a do-rag monster, a do-rag monster. I'm a straight up maniac, a straight up maniac, a straight up maniac. I don't know my real dad. Jonny boy be the one that control y'all. Mask on my face and I show no tears. Everybody smile for the puppeteer. I'm a do-rag monster, a do-rag monster, a do-rag monster, a do-rag monster. I'm a do-rag monster, a straight up maniac, a straight up maniac. I got into a fight with my grandma and I lost. Do-rag monster will return.
That was dope.
Sometimes when I become the do-rag monster, it takes so much of my energy. It makes me feel like I was wearing a polyester suit in 100-degree weather. And I don't know, like maybe I was, I don't know. All right, here we go. This song is called Billy's Willie's on Fire. Fucking with me. Fucking with me. Why would you write that? That's okay, I'm gonna keep it cool on CWBWG radio. Whatever then. I went to the doctor. He said, come here quick. I said, what's wrong, dear doctor? He said, we need to talk about your dick. I said, sir, I don't know how this conversation will go, but I want you to know that I am way too uncomfortable. He said, sit down. I said, no. He said, said no. He said, you know how this is bound to go. And then we started wrestling for a while. He said, look at here, the way you lived your dick career has come to an end, my friend. And I gotta show you that right here, because Billy's Willie is on fire. Oh, Billy Willie is on fire. Oh, and the fire sort of taking him higher. He was a stripper, now he's never gonna get higher. So I said, doctor, properly, could you give me a prophecy of how it's gotta be? Cause I promise I'm sitting on my bottom knee or the bottom ledge or the bottom step. How do I'm gonna keep my job? I know they like me dancing, they always slap on my knob. And he said, sir, wait, I gotta close the gate, there's no way. This, right here's the end of your fate. You press play, and you know there is no escape. You gotta play it all through, you gotta do what the movie do. You gotta go get groovy too. Who you fooling do? Oh, and I said, okay, I gotta pull my pants up. I said, please, let me not come here no more. He said, no, take this prescription and be back some more. I said, Billy's Willie is on fire. Oh, Billy's Willie is on fire. That was an uncomfortable song for me to have to sing, but I feel like when I give people the opportunity to do the right thing and let me sing about stuff with meaning, they take that away from me. And so that's what I have to say about that. But that brings me to this last song. Thank you so much for coming to Sweet Johnny's Summer of Love. Pokemon. Brings us to our dramatic conclusion, right? You ready? All right. Something I want to hold on. If there's anything I can leave you with to think about, it's about flowers. So if you order flowers to your house, make sure that when they get there, you immediately put them in water, okay? Because I got there too late, and some of these boys didn't make it. You feel me? They traveled a long way just to fall at the wayside. But it's okay, you know? I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna have my closing thoughts now. This is what I'm gonna leave you with.
What the Sigma?
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you all for coming. I'm gonna say this and then I'm gonna let you guys go. I'm gonna go home and watch that new Godzilla movie. that song because it talks about like misconnections. You know what I'm saying? Like it was the right time, but it wasn't the right time. You feel me? And I said that to say that I'm gonna just switch back to this one. I like this one better. In the summer of 2014, I was in an open relationship with this woman, which was interesting because it's a lot like letting people have sex with your girlfriend and then sitting there and just talking to them about it, like how was it and stuff. And so I decided to do some frolicking of my own, and what I ended up doing was I kind of made like a bucket list of people that I wanted to sleep with and I hadn't slept with. And so I had that on my list. There was this girl, I know I had to do it. I had to get back somehow. I have to even this out. You feel me? And I had this girl on the list. I liked her. I was in high school and stuff, right? And so I went over her house. I figured it out. I went over her house and we would start smoking and stuff, you know? Like we would start smoking, then we would start chilling, and then I would start feeling away, say I would start feeling away, and that would make me be like, okay, maybe don't sleep with her, because maybe you like her too much, you know what I'm saying? But you know what I did? I had sex with her, I did. I whichever ones you like, you can have them. All right, I love you. Thank you so much for coming by.
Who's next?